Hey, Garen here. Today I'm gonna be talking about Atticus Finch, the character from the incredible book To Kill a Mockingbird. I'm not just calling it incredible. I'm trying to kiss up to my teacher, Miss Pena. This is for you, but it was actually a great book. Whenever she assigned it to me, I didn't honestly. I was planning on just finding some cliff notes somewhere and just trying to breeze my way through it, make it as easy as possible. But as I started reading it, I realized this is a fantastic book. There's so much going on, so well crafted. The characters are incredible, and who can go wrong? It's a classic. But Atticus Finch, back to the point, he's just such an impressive figure. He's, in my opinion, he's up there with the likes of people like Abraham Lincoln and people like that, which is crazy because he's a fictional character. He's not, it's ridiculous, you know? That's how well crafted he is in this book. He's such a good person, good human being. In a time where nobody gave a hoot about black people, he did, and that's the thing. He knew it wasn't right. He understood morality. He realized there was nothing moral in what these people were doing, so he wanted to fix that. But back to what I was trying to start with, talking about his parenting abilities. He tried to teach his children, Gem and Scout, through a series of lessons. He tried to teach them those life lessons with little things, such as whenever he gives them the little gun and he tells them, shoot all the blue jays you want if you can hit them, but remember, it's a sin to kill a mockingbird. And it's like he's saying, don't take advantage of someone just because it's lesser than you or held to a lower standard. That doesn't give you the right, you know? Just leave it be and it'll be fine. And you can tell he was happy whenever that lesson sank in to Scout. At the end of the book, whenever she compared exposing Boo Radley's good deeds for them would be like killing a mockingbird. He was ecstatic whenever he heard that. But the other thing, he was, especially in the courtroom scenes, he persevered. Even when there was no chance he could ever win, he kept going, and it didn't matter, and his children learned from that. And because of that, they probably grow up to be awesome people, if they were real. Whenever he tells them, I wanted you to see what real courage is, instead of getting the idea that courage is a man with a gun in his hand. It's when you know you're licked before you begin, but you begin anyway, and see it through no matter what. He wanted them to persevere, even when there was no way they could ever be victorious in their efforts. Basically, if you're gonna go down swinging type thing. Accept it, and just do your best. Sometimes, you might end up on top. He also seemed to, he didn't believe in corporal punishment. Like Jem said, his father had never hit him, and he didn't want that to change whenever they were taunting him, trying to get him to go mess with Boo Radley's house. He was just the type of guy, he never wanted to show moral weakness in front of his kids, which you really see at the very end whenever him and the sheriff are talking about what to do with how to cover up Boo Radley's deeds. He didn't want people to know, he didn't want his kids to know, that they were basically suspending the law just to let this guy live on. But his kids realized that his kids didn't mind, and he saw that, so he let it go. But other than that, he had a very liberal parenting style. He wanted them to succeed, but he didn't force them to succeed, I guess is a good way of putting it. But his children learned everything from just at what he did, especially in the courtroom. His closing arguments in the Tom Robinson case are some of the most perfectly crafted, it's literally the most perfectly crafted speech I've written in any work of literature in my time. And I've read a decent number of books, probably not as much as y'all, but I still have. But right at the end, there's a part that it really, to me, proved him being almost a perfect American. he goes on and says, "But there is one way in this country in which all men are created equal. There is one human institution that makes a pauper the equal of a Rockefeller, the stupid man the equal of an Einstein, and the ignorant man the equal of any college president. That institution, gentlemen, is a court. It can be the Supreme Court of the United States or the humblest JP court in the land, or this honorable court which you serve. Our courts have their faults, as does any human institution, but in this country, our courts are the great levelers, and in our courts, all men are created equal." So, he was trying to suspend all code in Alabama at the time with all their segregating and that sort of Jim Crow laws. He wanted to suspend that because they're in a court, okay? And in his opinion, this is the one place where all men truly can be equal, okay? The commoner can stand up against the big cat and can still win, you know? So, he just, to me, envelops the American dream and just emanates everything it is to be American. And that is beautiful. I've been Garen Hunt. Thanks for watching.